Oh yeah. I just want to thank everyone for tuning in to Tanaka Podcast. This is the one and only Tanaka TV Podcast. I know y'all used to seeing me on video, but it's strictly all audio, live, uncut at Tanaka TV headquarters. You're tuning in to Tanaka TV Podcast. The only thing I can say is when people are doubting you, when people try to talk about you, try to make you feel like you ain't nothing, you've been chosen, handpicked by God. The only thing you can do is make everyone that doubts you out a believer. Stop looking down on yourself. You got to know that you was created to do something that no one could ever do. And I thank y'all for supporting Tanaka TV. But we're about to introduce to the world Tanaka TV Podcast. So you can always just either put some earphones on and listen at the voice of Mr. AKA Short Bus. First thing I'd be thinking about is how a lot of people just die in their comfort zone. A lot of powerful people never want to discover their purpose in life. It's so crazy. The only thing we know is what they taught us. A lot of people know a lot about everything else but their own self. Take out time and discover who you are. And then you could be like me, a dumb genius that then travel with no money in his pocket, come from not knowing how to read and write. And they diagnosed me a long time at Slidell High. They said I'm mildly mentally handicapped. But it's so crazy how everybody that used to laugh at me, everybody that I wanted to be like, but now I'm 43. And they're asking to take pictures with me now. They're asking me for my autograph. They brought a lot of my music. So I really believe, man, if you last, starting off in life, you will be first. You're tuning in to Tanaka TV Podcast. I am live at Tanaka TV headquarters. What are you waiting on? Why you hanging around people that's not doing anything? It's been a long time since you learned something, right? You only talk about the things that you know. So in reality, that means you don't know nothing. Because I'll never forget this wisdom, what my grandpa gave me, Emmanuel Tillerson. He told me before he died, he was 85 years old, he told me one of the most powerful things that balanced me on Tanaka TV Podcast. He said, the longer he lived, the older he get, the more he learned. You realize he don't know nothing. Want me to say that again? And that's the reason why you dumb and stupid. And you really is an ugly ape and a monkey. Because you don't keep this in your heart. I want you to brainwash this saying. I want you to say this to yourself every morning, and it'll balance you. It'll allow prosperity to come to your life. You know, this is the one and only Tanaka TV Podcast. So remember what my grandpa told me. The longer you live, the older you get, the more you learn. You realize you don't know nothing. Look at me. And it's crazy. I wouldn't have never ever believed in a million years that I could be a leader, that I can influence my culture. It's crazy, man. You just got to believe. If you got a dream and a goal, if people ain't laughing at your dream and goals, it's really not a dream. A dream and a goal is really impossible for you to accomplish. And that's why you got to stop telling people your dreams. It's because a lot of people are jealous of you. You pray for them, but a lot of them are praying to see you fall. You're tuning in to Tanaka TV Podcast. You're tuning in to Tanaka TV Podcast. So stop making excuses, stop making promises. If a man don't have a word, he's really not a man. And I like what Scarface said in the movie. You remember, he said, in this world, the only thing you have is his word. Why you always make so many commitments? Tell people what you're going to do and you don't never do it. That's what's really holding you back. And you'll always be in poverty. How you going to have a successful business when you don't know nothing about time? You waste time. Time is your enemy. But when you're successful, time become your best friend. Everybody that I know that started off with nothing and now they're millionaires and billionaires. Time. They learn how to marry time. They learn how to marry their schedule. They learn how to be consistent. They learn how to keep their integrity. Because if you want to affect people, you got to learn how to be real to yourself. There's a lot of weakness that I have in my life, but I keep people around me that's way more stronger than me. In fact, you're not powerful if you're not hanging around people that's smarter than you. You ain't nobody. You got to get around people that can teach you something. You're tuning in and you're listening to that Tanaka TV podcast. I just have so much on my mind. Stop doubting your dream. A lot of people that's going to be in poverty and you're going to die broke is because you do everything against your dream. In fact, you don't have no dream. You don't even believe in anything but what people tell you. You only believe in your job. You only believe the lifestyle that you was dealt, the cards that you was dealt. You just believe you're supposed to die like that. No. You need to be a trendsetter. You need to be so blessed that your children will not have to worry about anything. Live like you don't have no time, because tomorrow is never promised. You got to live like you only got 5 days to live. You got to be focused and you got to be stubborn. Stop letting people sidetrack you. You got to be like a cult. You got to be like you're in a different zone. You got to be crazy. You got to be willing to sacrifice everything. If you want to do something great in life, you got to be willing to die for it. You're tuning in to Tanaka TV podcast. Yeah. Stop acting like a buzzard. Why you live like a crow? Why you think you're a chicken, always pecking on the ground, when you came from a line of eagles? Why you got to always, when you go places, you need a lot of people around you? And that's the reason why you can't grow. Is because leaders live alone. Leaders always spend time alone. So if you wonder why you don't have to be around a lot of people, the best time in your life is when you're by yourself, is because you're an eagle. But the reason why you're not fulfilling your purpose as an eagle, you're hanging with too many buzzards, chickens and crows and monkeys. So eagle, it's time for you to soar and make your nest in the mountains. It's time for you to fly. Yeah. You're tuning in to Tanaka TV podcast. I love you. And I hope I said something that will motivate you and challenge you to become the next millionaire, to become the next person that do any and everything to help the world. The reason we're having so many problems in society is because you don't know how to be a servant. You only think about yourself. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Me, myself, and I. But that's the reason you'll never be nothing. The most powerful people you can be around is people that serve people. People that'll give you the shirt off their back. Thank y'all for tuning in to Tanaka TV podcast. I'm just sitting here with my staff right now, and we trying to decide Monday through Friday when we gonna always release Tanaka TV podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in. You know this is the one and only Tanaka TV podcast. Be blessed. Stop stressing. Stop worrying about things you cannot change. You got to worry about who God is and where you came from Did you come from a monkey? Did the world appear from an explosion? You got to find yourself. You need to discover, where did I come from? Well, and I know I came from God. So you need to go on the Discovery Channel and focus on your gift. Your gift is your treasure of your wealth. People pay you to use your gift. So I thank y'all for tuning in to Tanaka TV Podcast.